Hey everyone, welcome to today's Explainer. We're skipping all the complicated tech jargon today because we need to talk about something that's, well, a little bit scary. We're looking at how totally normal-looking eyewear is quietly watching everyday people. We are talking about Meta's AI smart glasses and a massive, massive battle for your privacy that is taking center stage right here in East Africa.
Let me start by asking you a question, and it's a bit uncomfortable, honestly. Who is scanning your face right now? You probably think, maybe the government or a security guard. But the stakes are way more personal now. The answer might literally be the person sitting right next to you.
Just imagine you are sitting at Java House in Nairobi. You're just chilling, having a coffee. A stranger sits at the next table wearing completely normal-looking glasses. But in the time it takes you to take a single sip of your latte, those glasses have already scanned your face, found your real name, where you work, and everything you've ever posted online. And they did it all without asking, right? That sounds like science fiction, but it's not. That is exactly what Meta AI glasses can do. And think about it. As Kenyans, we're already so careful with our ID numbers, our Huduma Namba, our M-Pesa pins. So this kind of invisible privacy invasion, it hits incredibly close to home.
Remember when CCTV cameras first went up on city streets? Everyone was asking, okay, who is watching us? But at least with that old surveillance, you knew where the camera was. It was right there, stuck on a pole. Now, every single person walking down Moy Avenue might actually be a secretly walking camera. The watchers are completely invisible.
So what exactly are we dealing with here? Let's do this 60-second breakdown. First off, they look exactly like classic Ray-Bans. They blend in perfectly. Second, they secretly capture high-definition photos and videos. And third, and this is the absolute game changer, they use artificial intelligence to instantly identify faces and figure out what is going on around them.
And we're not talking about some rare gadget that only a few tech billionaires own. 7 million. That is how many pairs of these smart glasses were sold globally in 2025 alone. 7 million. And those numbers are just tripling. Millions of these things are literally out in the wild right now.
If you want to see how this becomes a real-life threat, look at this experiment called Eye X-ray. 2 Harvard students put this together, and it's basically a 3-step nightmare. Step 1. The glasses secretly scan a stranger's face. Step 2. They pair that face with public search engines. Step 3. Boom. They instantly pull up your phone number, your home address, even your relatives' names. They literally use this exact pipeline to dox complete strangers in public spaces in seconds. And look, sadly, people are already abusing this. Just recently, there was a foreign content creator traveling through Kenya and Ghana wearing these exact glasses. Because a little recording light on them is so tiny, he used them to secretly record highly intimate encounters with local women with zero consent and then uploaded the footage to make money. It is a deeply, deeply alarming violation of personal space.
Now, Meta will tell you, and their marketing pushes this really hard, that these glasses are designed for privacy. But the reality? It is a completely different story. Whenever a user asks the AI a question about what they're seeing, that super sensitive video footage doesn't just stay on the glasses. Nope. It gets beamed across the globe to offshore cloud servers.
And who exactly is looking at that footage on the other end? Well, actual people. Listen to this quote from a Kenyan data annotator. "We see everything, naked bodies, living rooms." It turns out Meta hired a facility right in Nairobi called Sama. They paid local workers to manually review and label all this incredibly private footage, just to train Meta's artificial intelligence.
Meta promised their systems automatically blurred out faces, right? But the workers said those systems failed all the time. So you had these underpaid Kenyan workers forced to watch footage showing visible bank cards and passwords, people undressing in their own homes, the insides of private bathrooms, and even intimate encounters. It was a massive psychological toll. They were basically forced to act as secret peeping toms into strangers' lives.
So what happened when this all came to light? Things moved incredibly fast. In February 2026, a Swedish newspaper dropped a huge exposé on all this. By March, privacy complaints were flooding in. And then in April, Meta just abruptly pulled the plug. They fired 1,108 Kenyan workers at Sama with just 6 days' notice. Just like that, the operation was shut down and the local workers were left holding the bag.
But you know what? That is not the end of the story. A digital rights group called the Oversight Lab decided to take on the tech giant. They filed a massive legal complaint right in Nairobi with the Office of the Data Protection Commissioner, the ODPC. Their central demand? They want Meta to immediately stop processing Kenyan face data without clear consent.
Now, you might be thinking, why Kenya? Well, this is a true David versus Goliath moment.
Kenya's Data Protection Act of 2019 is actually one of the strongest privacy laws in all of Africa. In fact, Kenya might even be ahead of the US and Europe on this issue. So, this relatively small regulatory office in Nairobi literally has the power to force a trillion-dollar tech company to completely redesign its flagship product.
Let me break down why Meta is in so much hot water here. We can simplify the Kenyan law into 3 super easy rules. No legal jargon. So every Mwananchi knows exactly what their rights are. Rule 1. Consent. Nobody can collect your data unless you give a clear, free yes. Rule 2. Purpose. If they do collect it, they have to tell you exactly what they are doing with it. And Rule 3. Rights. You have the total right to know what they know about you, and you can demand they delete it.
So, as a regular citizen, you're probably asking yourself, if these glasses scan my face without me knowing, doesn't that break like all 3 of those rules at once? Well, that is exactly what the complaint argues, and there is actually a recent legal precedent for this. The Kenyan High Court just blocked a major state broadcaster from using face scanning at work because they didn't get explicit employee consent. So under Kenyan law, secretly scanning someone's face, that is a huge no.
And Kenya is not fighting this battle alone. This thing has massive global ripple effects. Over in California, there's a huge class action lawsuit going on right now over these very same privacy claims. Even the Texas Attorney General launched a formal investigation into Meta for unauthorized face scanning. The whole world is watching how this plays out.
Let's bring this right back to your daily life, because this completely changes what it means to be out in public. Imagine you're at a job interview, and the interviewer just scans you and instantly pulls up your old tweets. Or you're at a street protest, and your face is instantly logged into some database you never agreed to. You're withdrawing cash at an ATM, you're dancing at a club, or you're literally just walking down Moe Avenue. In all these scenarios, you're being watched, cataloged, and analyzed, and you have absolutely no idea.
I mean, that feels wrong, right? Deeply wrong. So what can you actually do to protect your personal space? First off, if you see someone recording you with these glasses, the law says you can verbally object. Tell them to stop. Second, we need our private businesses, like banking halls, hospitals, and offices, to step up and strictly ban wearable cameras inside. We really have to draw a line and defend our offline privacy.
Which leaves us with one massive final question. Do you own your face, or can big tech companies just scan it, send it overseas, and use it to train their computers? Whatever Kenya's Data Protection Commissioner decides here, it could change the future of tech. So Mwananchi, I really want to hear your take. Should we ban these glasses entirely, or do we just need tighter rules? Drop your answer in the comments. We want to hear from you. Thanks for joining The Explainer today.